Hey everybody, what's up? Startup Survival here. I gotta say, one of the main benefits of having a YouTube channel is getting your message across to an audience, and finding that audience, and then after you do, interacting with it. And I'm talking about you guys, the subscribers and the viewers of my videos. Seriously, one of my favorite parts of YouTube is answering questions, comments, and just communicating with people about content that I've put out there. It's seriously a very humbling thing and a great experience to have people take an interest in your opinions online. And if you guys have a message to send, I definitely encourage you to start your own channels and get your message out there, because it can be a lot of fun. This video is about my interaction with one particular subscriber named Scotty. He's another dude, Canadian, that lives in British Columbia, and I live in Vancouver, which is basically the southwestern corner of the province, almost directly adjacent to the US border in Washington state. But this guy lives way up north, in the northeastern part of the province, in a place called Fort St. John. This is a guy who uses his knives on a daily basis. Huge knife collector. Like, this guy sent me photos, I don't know if I'll put them in or not, but of his collection, and I'm envious, to say the least. And I've got a YouTube channel, so there's people out there who are not on YouTube that know a lot about knives, and they've got very impressive collections. So, you know, maybe there's a message to be sent there, who knows. But anyways, this subscriber of mine wants to sell a knife. It's, of course, a Paramilitary 2. This is my camo satin version here, given to me by a good friend for my birthday a couple years ago. Love this knife. I actually have a black on black version, and you're not going to believe this, but I have no clue where it is right now. I moved over the summer, and I've seen it since the move. I just don't know where it is now. I have this sinking feeling it's fallen behind either a baseboard heater and it's black on black, so I just can't see it, or it's packed away in a bag. Who knows, but I'll find it one day. Anyways, love the Paramilitary 2. So let's open this box here. You see I've got a beautiful stack of Spyderco boxes. I gotta say, one of the best feelings in the world is opening that Spyderco box, you know, and seeing what's inside. If you're a knife guy and you like Spyderco, of course. So what's inside here is, of course, a Sprint run Paramilitary 2. This is carbon fiber on the handle. I'm going to show it close up so you can really appreciate it. I find that this doesn't photograph all that well, but when you see it in person, you definitely do appreciate the kind of subtle beauty of it. Pocket clip is tipped down because this has never been carried. This is a brand new knife. It was bought a couple years ago from a store in Vancouver called Warriors and Wonders, and original receipt included. This is my favorite knife store basically in the world. I've never been to like Blade HQ in the States. I'm sure it's probably pretty awesome, but in Canada, Warriors and Wonders is the best it gets. And check out my where to buy knives in Canada video, and I'll tell you more about that. But anyways, original receipt included, and this guy with the massive collection and obviously some pretty high-end knives, he wants to unload this blade, and he asked me if I could use the platform of my channel to help him do so. So that's what I'm doing here with this video. I've had this knife for a couple weeks now, and I played around with it a little bit, you know, just flicked it open and closed. I think that's pretty much the extent of its use. But so anyways, carbon fiber, and check out the blade, steel there. Sorry, I'll try to get this camera to focus. 154 CPM, so it's the powder metal version. 154 CM it's an older steel. I think it's been around for, I don't know, 20 years or plus that. But it was not a powder steel when it was invented. It was a very high-end steel, as I understand it, compared to like the 420 HCs and that sort of thing they had back then. I think 154 CM and D2 for a while were considered pretty revolutionary, and 154 CM is still used in Emerson, Benchmade. It's still a very widely used and high quality steel. But anyways, this is the powder metal version of that, laminated with s90v. So I'm not an expert on laminated steels, but you can kind of see that there's a little bit of a, if the light catches it the right way, there's a little bit of a wave there in the finish of the blade, and that's because I believe it's got an ultra hard s90v core for edge retention, and then for that sort of toughness and economic aspect of it, they've laminated that in 154 CM. I've seen other laminated steels before. I think the ZDP 189 from Spyderco might be laminated. I know the Super Blue definitely was. Anyways, don't have a huge amount of experience in that because it's kind of a rare thing. And I think it's kind of cool, actually. let me just say something about high-end knives. You know, is this knife going to cut better than the stock version? Is it going to hold an edge longer? Debatable. And even if it did, what percent of people would be able to figure that out? Probably not very many, but there are such aficionados out there. There's many forums on, you know, sort of comparing steels, comparing fit and finish. There's people out there that know the difference and can appreciate that sort of step up in quality, or maybe not quality so much as rarity, because this is a limited piece, right? You can buy the stock version, and so can your buddy down the street and everybody else, but this is something that doesn't come up for sale very often. It's a discontinued sprint run model of an extremely popular knife, and it's using sort of very unusual blade materials, or maybe not unusual, but rare. That's the point, is that this piece is rare. So this knife is for sale, and I thought I would pitch it to you guys, my subscribers. I think it's an amazing knife. If anyone can appreciate this kind of thing, it's me. I personally don't have the disposable income to spend on something like that, and I think a lot of people are probably in the same boat. For those of us who do want to spend more money on a knife, going to the $150 range, something like that, is pretty much going to get you you know, to a point where there's diminishing returns on any further money spent. But there's some people that just really like that uniqueness. They like the eliteness of owning something that not a lot of other people have. And this is a knife that, you know, frankly, is very rare and does not come up for sale very often. So that being said, the price that we're looking for is in the $500 to $600 US range right now. And that would include shipping. If you have some extra money floating around, this is a knife that is pretty special. If you like Spyderco, if you like high-end knives,